Hello there. I hope you can see me and I hope you can hear me. Let me know in the comments if you do. And let me know what about the volume. How do you like it? Is it too quiet, loud? Is it alright? Because as always I'm doing it with a slightly different setup. a bit better camera angle. Let me find the best way to see live chat. Oh, all right. Hello Max, thanks for doing the live. Thank you. Yeah, it seems like you can hear me and see me. So, hello there. Thanks for joining in. Yeah, I hope we'll have the great time. If you occasionally here, if you're first time watching this channel for some reason, my name is Max. I play acoustic guitar. I love live looping, and today we're talking about Loopy Pro. And just a few days ago, it was my birthday. So I decided to launch huge discounts for my courses dedicated to Loopy Pro. So feel free to visit loopymax.com to see what's going on there. Yeah, and it's going to be there today, Saturday, and tomorrow, and that's it. What else? Yeah, and today we're going to discuss your questions. You sent it to my email box and to Patreon page. Yeah, I think I'll mention my Patreon page later. But let's start maybe with some music. What do you think about it? Because it's just 8 minutes since we started. Or let's just have a chat. Alright, I'll start with answering the chat questions. Do you know any reverb and delay plugins that have ducking option? I think I know one. Reverb plugin by the company that's doing a plugin called UACLO. I think this one called Tails. Yeah, it's unfiltered audio. Products. iOS apps. Yeah, it's Tails by Unfiltered Audio. Yeah, and by the way, I think I'm gonna show you some things on the iPad. So I got second camera for that. Give me a second. Yep. Yeah, this one. It has built-in ducking feature. Kinda ducking. Yeah, ducking. So yeah. And I don't know any delay plugins for that. Yeah, I'm not using any side chains. Maybe I'll do this. Yeah, I'm not using any side chains in my practice. So sorry. I just want to, yeah, you're saying that you just want the volume of reverb delay to duck when guitar is playing. Yeah, this plugin Tails is exactly for that. Check it out. Maybe, yeah, by the way, if you know the answer, feel free to write it down in the chat maybe, because we just community, right? Yeah. Hello, LA. No, this Q&A is not recorded. It's live, so feel free to ask any questions down below in the comments. All right. I have one and I can't get a good balanced output using the LPF technique. Can you show your EQs for each of those? Sorry. In your last video, you mentioned using an LPF low-pass filter on your magnetic pickup and high-pass filter on your microphone, on your Fishman Rare Earth pickup. Yeah, so you're asking about this one. Okay, let me show you. Yeah, by the way, if you somehow missed my latest 2 videos, I highly recommend checking them out, because I talk about my setup that I use on stage, guitar, every piece of hardware I'm using, starting with pickups, audio interface, floor MIDI controllers, iPad, and I show exactly how I do it on the iPad and all the tips and tricks. So yeah, basically what I do is I mix magnetic pickup sound and the mic. Answering your question, we can do this. Yeah. So in the video I mentioned that I apply low pass filter for magnetic pickup and high pass filter for the mic, but in reality I use BYOD, and it's not like high pass and low pass filter. It's more the like 6-band EQ, but the idea is the same. Yeah, and it was also a question about how I mix it. To be honest, I mix it right there in BYOD plugin. I already mentioned this plugin. Maybe it's not the most stable plugin, but it never failed me on stage, and yeah, it failed me only when I tried to overload my iPad with a huge amount of plugins. But I like it because basically it's kind of like Loopy Pro inside Loopy Pro, because here you can build your own chain with inside plugins. I mean, inside, how to say, it's called processor here, but basically it's like pedals or plugins, or anyway, you can process it right here, and you can build your own chain. The chain I built is, so it's 2 channel going in, right, stereo in, then I split it, EQ1, EQ2, yeah, it's EQ I use for magnetic pickup, and here EQ I use for the mic. Then extra high cut for magnetic pickup, and then I blend it here in the mixer. Then extra compression for the mix, extra gain, clean gain, and that's it. This is how I keep it all on one mixer channel. Right? I hope I answered the question. Yeah, and after that, by the way, it's not the end of the chain. After that, after I mixed it, I use another EQ for the mix, then another compressor with the limiter in the end. I guess it's another EQ. Yeah, It's a bit overcomplicated, but 2 EQ plugins. Then wider. I already showed how it works for guitar in the video, but now I can show you. Like that. So now it's on. Yeah, and that's it. That's my clean chain, but I got this one in the end. Low pass filter. I use it just as an effect for some songs I play. By the way, yeah, all right. Let's do it. Let me answer your questions, and then maybe I'll show you something else that I'm working on, or just play some music. Because to be honest, I thought they're gonna be just a couple questions maybe, and that's it. But it's quite a lot. Yeah. Is it possible to use plugins like Strymon Cloudburst as AUV3 in Loopy Pro? As far as I know, no, but there are plugins like Cloudburst. I think, yeah, I think it might be Cascade that fits the best. Actually, give me a second. I'll plug the mic to my board, so it will be easier for me to toggle it. Yeah. Yep. Now we're running. So yeah, it's just easier for me to toggle this mic, so you'll be able to hear just pure line out sound without any room in the mix. Yeah, so I think this one fits in category of Strymon-like reverbs. So it sounds like, without it, it sounds like. Now you'll hear just reverb. Yeah, and let me mute the overall reverb. Let me show you how just this tail sounds. I really like that it has built-in feedback, so it's kinda reverb slash delay, so you can make the tail far longer than it's now, or shorter. So now it's almost 60% feedback, but I can do it's kinda infinite, right? But we got this cheeky button, so instead, if it's engaged, then it's truly infinite, I think. Yeah, it seems so. So it's kinda freezer, but it has freezer as well. This button, it mutes input signal. So I really like this plugin. I think it can replace Cloudburst, and the cost of it, I think it's under $10 or something like this. One of the courses I got on my channel is called Ambient Machine, and the only plugin that I included in this course is Cascade, this one. So for this course, you only need Loopy Pro itself and this plugin. Yeah, because you can. It's really versatile. You can do a lot of things with it. Be really gentle with input. High cut and low cut, because what I found for acoustic guitar, it's better when you cut quite a lot of trebles, at least to my liking. So let me show you what it's gonna be if I'll open this filter. Yeah. Yeah, by the way, I forget to mention that I got Buy Me a Coffee link down below, and it's on the screen, but it's down below in the description. So if you'd like to send birthday gift, feel free to do this, and I will read all the wishes during the stream. Yep. Yeah, let's go. How do I play bass guitar live through Loopy Pro with acoustic plugin? Yeah, I use all the same. I use BYOD. Again, I just built another chain, input chain, and for that chain I use quite a few plugins. Yeah, by the way, I've been testing this one, and it seems like it has everything you need built in. But I need some time to tweak it, and I'm not sure that it's out there for, because it's a beta version. And what I use now instead is I don't know. Yeah, for some reason I just boosted those two frequencies. Cut a lot of trebles, then BYOD with drive, gate compression, octave effect, high cut. Yeah, I'm not using clipper and chorus, and that's it. Then another compressor, I guess, or limiter. I guess I use it as a limiter. And another EQ just to smooth it a little bit. Yeah, I can't say that it's the fastest octave effect, but for my music it works. Yeah, it's not like the most, even it's not the cleanest, but it gives me this extra punch that I need for the extra kick for the live shows. And it's quite hard to catch this extra bass if you listen it through the phone speakers or laptop speakers. Yeah, so I hope you had your headphones on. Yeah, let me answer a couple more questions from the chat, and I'll answer all the questions that you sent before the stream. All right? Thank you. No, I have tried. Yeah, right. How to save presets in Cascade? I tried but didn't work as I expected. I highly recommend saving presets on the Loopy Pro level. So you just go to the plugin, right? Tweak anything you want to tweak. Go here, new, and name it. I don't know, Cascade 3, save, and that's it. Anytime you need to recall it, again go back here. The one I use is this one, because I've tried to use presets inside the plugin, but each plugin has its own system. Yeah, to be honest, I've tried to build a preset pack for this. Maybe I'll finish it someday and be able to upload somewhere, I don't know, on my Patreon or something like this, because you see you can easily import and export, but it's not the best system. I think the best system is using presets on the Loopy Pro level, because you can recall those easily with one on-screen widget, right? Yeah. So let me start with all the questions you sent in advance. It's right here. I just copied few. Sorry. Let me switch the camera. Like this. Like this. Yeah, it's questions from Patreon page, and yeah, it's under the free post there. So the first question is quite big, by John. Let's go through it. Yeah, can I do something here? By the way, it would be nice, right? Yeah, all right. So I really enjoyed Loopy. Thank you. No, especially your no dubs approach of recording separate clips rather than stacking overdubs. Yeah, if you haven't watched this video, it's really interesting approach. I just assigned one button, so it records the first loop and then jump to the second loop and then to the next loop, so you can have, I don't know, 20 loops instead of 20 layers. Because with 20 loops on your layout, you can you can manipulate them any way you want, and with layers it's impossible to do so. So yeah, I'm trying to build a very simple version of the for electronic handpan, controlled entirely by Bluetooth MIDI foot controller. Keep running into one basic area that I don't see explained very often in tutorials, how you actually set up foot control and bindings from scratch. All right. For your own Loopy Pro templates, do you primarily use MIDI Learn, or you do build your foot controller assignments in control settings bindings? No, I use primarily MIDI Learn. And do you use global profiles so the same pedal controls work in every project? The thing is that I advocating for having one single project. I think it's better in terms of just keeping things on the one place. Yeah, I think I bring this approach from the traditional pedal board world, and you can just use built-in presets, control profiles, etc. Yeah, so you can use one template to build a lot of presets, aka snapshots. Yeah, and it's for me it's easier than jump from project to project, especially playing live on stage. Or do you normally create bindings separately with each template? Yeah, I use just MIDI Learn. And for example, for my current setup, I use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 buttons on my main MIDI controller, and I use 2 more extra buttons. So, and here I use let's say main MIDI profile. So I use those like for the same functions. It doesn't assign to the song I play, and for those buttons I jump through profiles A, B, C, etc., depending on the song or situation I play. So yeah, because muscle memory is you can't trick it. Yeah, if here I assign, I don't know, octave effect, and here is my drive, I want it to be here every time. Yeah, it allows me to think less. Second question, if you were setting up the simplest possible no dubs foot controller looper for a beginner, how would you map it? For example, I'd like one button to record, finish recording, play, stop, and select clip. 2 buttons to stop previous. You mean the second button to move previous, next, clear, and to reverse, and remaining buttons. What Loopy Pro actions bindings would you use to accomplish that reliably? I got a dedicated lesson on that. Free lesson. I think I'll send you, or I'll just put the link in on the Patreon page for that lesson, or I'll just upload it to Patreon. Yeah, I think I'll just upload it to Patreon page, because I've recorded the whole tutorial on that. Where did you learn the deeper Loopy Pro concepts like selected clip, bindings, global with project profiles, follow actions, etc.? I just like to know my tools and just explore every each and every button in Loopy Pro. Yeah, but this was my second step. First step was just to build the same that I used to have before Loopy Pro, just the same setup, but with Loopy Pro. Yeah. I watch tutorials and read documentation, but there seems to be a gap between here's MIDI Learn and actually understanding how to build practical foot control looping system. I highly recommend stick with one profile, main profile, and that's it. So if you go to MIDI Learn, here we got this button. So I highly recommend just to stick to one profile and get rid of the rest of them. Yeah, because you can see it can easily be really messed up. I suspect I'm not the only new Loopy Pro user getting stuck at exactly this point. A short video showing Loopy Pro foot controller setup from zero, not assuming any prior knowledge of bindings or profiles, would be incredibly useful. Yeah, I got a video on that, how to use any Loopy, how to use any foot switch with Loopy Pro. Yeah, it's on the channel, so it worth watching. And I got thanks for all your work already put in. Thank you. Yeah, I hope I answered your question at some level. Yeah, let me answer this and I'll get back to the chat, alright? What's a good delay plugin that will give me just straight delay, no other effects mixed in? I would like something drop that simple. Yeah, this one is correct answer, I think. I don't know any other. Maybe the one by AUM. Yeah, this one is straightforward. Let me show you how it works. So my main page, and yeah, this one. Really easy. Mix button. Offset is for the stereo. If you don't want stereo, you can just put it in the 0 position. Sync and off is whether do you want it to sync to the project tempo or keep it unsynced just in milliseconds. And feedback, how long your tail. By the way, is it streaming in stereo? I hope it is. Yeah, and another example, yeah, and this plugin is free. Another one, I think this one. I think it's not free, but it's that simple as well. I really like it because you can build ping pong effect with this. Yeah. Yeah. This one called AU3 Effects Dub. Yeah. Let me get back to the chat. Thank you for donation. Yeah. Why your decision use magnetic plus mic with piezo plus mic? I've tried piezo plus mic. First of all, I don't like at all the sound of undersaddle transducer. The one that most guitar manufacturers put by default. The only two that works kind of great is the one Maiden use and the one Takamine use. But it's not straightforward undersaddle piezo. They use something more advanced, right? And they normally mix it with the mic. So if we're talking about piezo, I think the best, even the better than magnetic plus mic, the most natural sound is K&K Trinity, because you basically stick two piezo discs under the saddle. No, not under the saddle, under the bridge. Yeah, from the inside, and it captures the sound from the soundboard, not only strings or saddle sound. It captures the sound from the soundboard, and when you mix it with the mic, it sounds really natural for me on stage. But I choose magnetic because I can apply all sort of effects to this. I can apply overdrive, octave effect, and because it's really easy to isolate the strings and run some effects just for the strings and without any mic blending into this effect, and it sounds cleaner normally. For example, the Cascade you heard in the beginning, right? This one. I use it just with magnetic pickup, isolated only. No mic going there. Yeah. Guitar World second year and want to update from single pickup system to 2. Yeah, I think the easiest is to use some kind of magnetic with mic. You can use Fishman. It's not the cheapest one, but you can check something like X2 double. I think it's the one Capman guitars using. Sometimes they're using for the guitars, but you can just purchase it on AliExpress or something like this. Yeah, and again, it's magnetic plus mic, and it's easy to install. The only hole you have to make is the one for the end-pin jack, and that's it. And yeah, it doesn't allow you to use Y cable to split isolated magnetic pickup sound and the mic, but you still have the blend button inside. Or the one by Seymour Duncan called Meg Mic SA6, I think. It works the same way. I've got the same problem with 0.3. I've sent sort of same question. I'll get to it later, alright? By the way, ladies and gentlemen, feel free to reach out to the like button and hit it, because we all hostages to smart fit on YouTube, and even if someone subscribed to my channel and would like to see the stream, they won't be able to see it till you show some interest to it. So feel free to like it, so they will be able to see that it's happening. Yeah, much appreciated. Yeah, so let's go back to the Patreon questions, right? I use AUM for live performance, using many of the techniques you demonstrate, right? And I need a recommendation for a drum plugin that I can use inside AUM to accompany me. I don't necessarily use Loopy Pro, just AUM. I've tried Pop Drummer, but it has a few drawbacks that make it cumbersome. So yeah, to use as a live performance tool. It might be AUM might be the reason for that. To be honest, I never used Pop Drummer, but the way I see the advantage of Loopy Pro over AUM is that in Loopy Pro you can build your own buttons, your own layout, so you can trigger a lot of things inside all sort of plugins, and you can build your own small interface. And even if plugin built not the best way, if you don't like the interface there, you can build your own with just functions you use, and maybe maybe try this. Yeah, but to be honest, I never used any drum plugin on stage, so I can't recommend anything. I wanted to build how to say, copy of Beat Body, but it's a bit complicated, I think, and it's really boring for me because I don't use it. Don't use any drum machine for my live performance, and I've played for a while, but it's really boring for me. Sorry. Yeah, maybe I'll get back to it later. But I heard few positive things about Pop Drummer plugin. Yeah, somebody suggested Piezo 3. Again, never used this one. Koala sampler is great. Agree. Never used this one, and yeah. So it depends. I guess it depends on your workflow. If you'd like to just to assign drum samples to pads and just use it as instrument and record audio into loops, yeah, Koala sampler. I can recommend Koala sampler or One Shot by Cloudburst. Yeah, and use it. But if you'd like the app to build patterns for you, I'm not aware of anything else. Just Pop Drummer. Yeah. But I hope I answered the question. Yeah, hi Max. First of all, thank you. It has inspired me a lot. Thank you. You said on the video that you dropped on Thursday that you EQ the pickup and the mic separately and then compressed them together. Could you please explain how you process them together after individually processing them and without using bass track? Yeah, I kind of showed it in the beginning of the video, but I think nothing wrong with just building it here with two channels, then turn off monitoring here, then send two of those channels to bass channel, and now you'll have your mix on bass channel, because you can use bass channels just the same way as you use input channel, because you can send audio from one bass channel to another bass channel, if it makes sense. So yeah, I use BYOD to mix it, but you can just use two channels, turn off direct monitoring, and send both of them to one bass channel and treat this bass channel as your input channel. Yeah, and also I use BYOD because this way I won't have different latency time for those sources. Yeah. All right. By using various layers of your signal which contains the high pass mic, don't you find noise build up? No, because I'm not using too much loops. Normally I record no more than, I don't know, 3 loops, if we're talking about live stage performance. But even here in the studio experimenting with loops, no problems. No problems with the noise. And as you might have seen, I use quite heavy EQ, so I can always cut all the noise quite precisely without damaging the main sound, the main tone too much. Could recommend Piezo's mic for nylon guitar, and I have tried various but not happy with them. For nylon guitar, I recommend 2 things. The same I recommended just 2 minutes ago. K and K Trinity. Yeah, K and K Trinity. It works the same way for classical guitar, because again it captures the sound from the soundboard, not from the saddle. The only difference for the classical for nylon guitar, that it has 4 piazzas instead of 3, because the bridge is wider for nylon guitar, but it's all the same, 4 piazzas and the mic. Or the system called Acus, I think. It's Italian company. They mostly do amps, acoustic instrument amps, but they have system as well, Phantasma, I guess you spell it like this. Phantasma, it has, to be honest, it has traditional undersaddle pickup, but mixed with the mic and its own preamp, and it sounds great together. Yeah, this one, it has its own preamp as well. Yeah, you can mix both sources and built-in EQ for each of the source, and all the same here. So it's 2 options I would consider if I would be playing nylon string guitar. Right, how many more questions we have? 4 more questions. Let me dive into the chat and then we'll get back to those, all right? If you have anything to ask in the chat. Yeah, how are you, by the way? Isn't it too boring? Oh, it's all right. We can make a musical break if you'd like to. I can play for you. Because sometimes it's quite exhausting playing just all the talking non-stop. Good afternoon. Hello there. The ones for nylon guitar you recommend can you isolate the 2 signals to process differently. For K&K system, you definitely can. For Acus Phantasma, I'm not sure. Yeah, because to be honest, I used K&K Trinity for my guitar for a long time. I really appreciate this system. And for the preamp, it looks like this: 1, 2, 3. yeah, it's volume 1, volume 2. Yeah, so it's volume for the mic and volume for the piezo, and you have in cable, stereo, right? TRS, and then you have out cable with the mix. But if you'll plug another out cable, then you'll have isolated mic and piezo. So it works like this. Yeah, I'm talking about K and K Trinity. I hope it makes sense. Yep. By the way, how do you like the setup? Isn't it too dark or too contrasty? Or is it alright? Because I think it might be too bright on the face. Anyway, I'm quite happy. Yeah, I'm quite happy with dual camera setup because I can do this right on the fly. It's just, you can't imagine how easier it's to record all the videos for the Patreon, for the courses, and for YouTube. Having 2 cameras set up just straight into the computer is just heaven. Yeah. Right, let's get back to the questions. I'm looking for a good app to make guitar sound like bass guitar while playing live and looping. Also, using MIDI with Loopy Pro would be great. What do you mean by MIDI? I use Paint Audio MIDI Captain. If you mean you'd like to use foot controller with Loopy Pro, then it's quite easy. It's like Loopy Pro 101. Go here, MIDI Learn, hit anything you'd like to assign. For example, I know I'd like to assign this loop, and it's waiting for you to press the button on your MIDI floor controller. It detects it automatically, and that's it. And speaking about bass guitar while playing and looping, I already showed it, but to be honest, I showed for the case when I'd like to have clean guitar sound and bass guitar sound simultaneously. However, for the bass guitar sound isolated, I use different chain. I use ToneStack. This is my setup for this. Chain, noise gate, compression, octave effect, and EQ. 6-band EQ. And what else? And some extra EQ. And this one, isolated, it sounds... Yeah, something like this. So it's really, I think it sounds alright, at least for the kind of jams I play. It's not the most fast bass plugin, bass setup, but it works for me. Yeah. So I hope I answered this question. Yeah, the next one. Sorry. I see a lot of complaints. Oh, yeah, I remember this one. I see a lot of comments about the latency with M Vave Chocolate Plus. Do you use it in live performance, and if so, with Bluetooth or USB cable? I've used it few times, but with all the time with USB cable. I don't trust Bluetooth for live performance, and I'm not using Plus. Plus is bad. Yeah. Yeah, I've tested kinda. It's kinda scientific. How to say? Scientific. Anyway, I've measured latency really precisely. Measured latency, actual latency for the normal version, older version of M Vave Chocolate, and M Vave Chocolate Plus, because I have both versions, and Plus version really adds up quite a lot of latency. So it's, for me, it's unusable for live looping. Maybe it's alright for toggling effects, but for live looping, it's unusable for me, and it doesn't matter if I connect it over USB cable or Bluetooth. Normal version is still better. Yeah, I thought about making like a proper video on that for my Patreon, but yeah, just to show you real measurements, but you can just believe me like this. Plus is bad, so use normal version, because normal version, the latency for that almost the same as my trusty Morningstar MC8. I would say the same if I use both over USB cable. Yeah. Do you recommend to program it to trigger on pedal press rather than release activation with Loopy Pro loops? What are all the tips and tricks to get it to perform at its best? So, normal version, not Plus. USB only. And press and release. Again, check out my video on how to connect any floor MIDI controller to Loopy Pro. For that video, I say that for press, you'd like to send CC command 127, and for release, CC command 0. This way, Loopy Pro will know when you press and when you release. And of course, for the loops, I use press trigger 127 or on. So this one is on, and this one, sorry for the mess, this one is off, right? So here, when I press, it's on, you see? I hope you can see it. and yeah, so it's like the first trigger. Sorry, my phone died. The one I use for the comments. Yep. And I guess the last questions. Yeah, the last two questions from my email box by Dan. Hi Max, hello there. I'd love to hear about using NAMs in Loopy, and I'm wondering, do you have a solution for creating good bass sound with an acoustic? Thanks. Yeah, I already covered the bass question, and NAM. I use just a few amp sim tones, so I'm not really into the emulating electric guitar sound. However, check Jack's channel. He just made good video on NAM with Loopy Pro. I think I'll just put his channel in the description, or just type on YouTube Jack Loopy Pro NAM. I hope he's Jack, because if he's not, it would be really embarrassing. Yeah. Jack, I hope your name is Jack. Yeah. Because now I use, I think I would be interested in testing NAM and see if it helps me to free some CPU power for my iPad. Because ToneStack is great, but if I use CapSim, it's a bit heavy for my project. Yeah, if there is a way to save some CPU power, it would be great. Yeah, and another tone I use with electric guitar kind of the sound is this one. It's kind of jazzy sound. Again, without ToneStack, it sounds like. And if I put the amp before that, it sounds a little bit more interesting, at least for the headphones. For live jam, for the stage, it's alright. But for the headphones, with this one, it sounds a little bit better. So I think I should test NAM for that and see if it allows me to save some CPU power. And the last question. Yeah, so then I hope I answered your question. And the last question is for pre-recorded clips. I'm using different dummy clips to automatically change my guitar sound. Perfect. The maximum duration of dummy clip is 32 bars. How can I easily expand it to more bars? And sometimes it's very difficult to precisely select the changing point in bars of a dummy clip for changing sound. Thanks for reply. Yeah, I get the question, the technique you're trying to use. What I would do is just duplicate the dummy clip. Yeah, so you can use one dummy clip, 32 bars, and then another one, and then the first one, another one, like this. Oh, I don't have to do it like this. I can just show it like this. So one, and then another one. So you trigger your preset here, right? So for example, it's clean sound here, it's clean sound here, clean sound here, etc. That's what I would do. And expand precisely, just use one of those to work on your project, because it's yeah, if you use an iPad for that. So it's BYOD. Give me a second. BYOD. Yeah. Or something like this. I think I bought this one for, I don't know, maybe $20 or something like this. So yeah, it's not as fancy as the latest Apple Pencil, but it works. I think I got 3 of them. You can easily charge it with USB-C, and yeah, I got one extra with my in my backpack. So it's always with me. Even if I forget 2 of them at home, I got one extra there. Yeah, and even if this died, the battery died in the middle of, I don't know, something, I can easily use another one. It's so you can basically buy, I don't know, 2, 3, maybe 4 of them somewhere like Temu or AliExpress for the price of one original Apple Pencil, and work on your Loopy Pro projects really precisely. So it's easier rather than the same with the finger. Yeah, I think I'll put the link for that as well. So many things I have to do right after the stream. so many links, but I hope it's worth it. Quick reminder, ad break, that you can go to loopymax.com and just invest in my educational courses, depending on the topic you'd like to explore. The latest course I recorded is iPad pedalboard. So basically, it's 2-part course, and it's really comprehensive. It's a lot of stuff. You can just buy the first part if you don't want to go really deep. Yeah, but if you'd like to know everything that I know about Loopy Pro in terms of building your pedal board, take both parts. And yeah, it's a lot of really fine tips and tricks there. I guess I answered all the questions that been there before we start. Let me see the chat. Let me check there. It's here. Give me a second. I'll just bring it to my main page. ToneStack, I've heard other recommended too. Nice playing, thanks. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, and I think because there is, you can buy like the next level with the next level of the units there with all the units, but I think I've bought it for $9 or $10, so it's like basic version. It's not the fullest one. Once you have lessons on basic fingerstyle step by step, or you focus only on hardware, software, performance? Thanks for the answer. Unfortunately, I don't have lessons, fingerstyle lessons for beginners. Now, I used to. So if you're new here, let me just briefly tell about myself. I used to have. I used to run fingerstyle guitar channel in Russian, and it's still there, but again, it's in Russian. All the lessons in Russian, and I record, I don't know how many, but quite a lot of courses, fingerstyle guitar courses. All of them are in Russian. So yeah, I think maybe I should re-record it in English. But again, it's not something that I really passionate about these days. Yeah, it feels like if I'd like to focus on that, I need to start yet another channel in English just for the fingerstyle lessons. Yeah. But I think I will record something like maybe mini course on first step in improvisation, or first step in fingerstyle or composition, something like this. Composing, I mean. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It looks if you didn't see my email questions on Chocolate Pedal, how to set up multiple banks, how to set up connection through MIDI for a MIDI keyboard. Let me see. Give me a second. Can you say where you left it? On my email or Patreon? I'll check both. How are you guys? You still alright? Yeah. Yeah, you can just duplicate your question right there in the chat. Sorry, your question is just went to the junk box. Hi Max, I'll try to be there tomorrow. Oh yeah, yeah, you're here. Yeah, let me just copy this question and put it on the screen. Yeah, sorry, it went to the junk box. It's there now. Yep, here we are. Here we are. Still struggling with Loopy Pro. Didn't use it much lately. I didn't get MP3 in original tempo in Loopy Pro, but finally with help of ChatGPT it works. All right, questions. M Chocolate pedal. How to set multiple banks? All right, it's the first one. How to set up connection through MIDI for a MIDI keyboard. All right, start looping automatically after bars. What do you mean automatically after bars? Gain settings. I get easily too many feedbacks. Volume of my clear sound is louder. Check the levels in the mixer. What nice app available for drum percussion background. One shot is the best. All right, let's start with the first one. M Vave Chocolate pedal. How to set up multiple banks. I highly recommend not using banks and presets, profiles on the device itself. I recommend using it on the Loopy Pro. So again, let me switch my mic connection and I'll show you. Can you hear me? Hope you can. But you cannot see me. Oh, yeah, perfect. So, yeah, let me start just brand new project to answer your first question. New project. All right. So I'll just go to another page. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Let's say 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3. So what I prefer to do, and let's say I have, all right. Copy paste. Let's say I have M Vave Chocolate, right? 4 buttons. And I assigned something here. 4 buttons, I know. A1, B1, C1, D1. Then I'd like to switch and use the same buttons for different actions. For action A2, B2, C2, D2, for example. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go here, MIDI project, and now I have global project. I can just delete this, go here, new profile. Let's say profile 1, save. And this is highlighted, right? See this, check. So now it's highlighted, and while it's highlighted, I go and assign all the buttons. 1, 2, 3, 4. All the buttons assigned. And what I'm gonna do next is create another button. Here, let's change the color of it. And you can toggle MIDI profile with this button. Select list project. Yeah, this one, profile 1. So I can, I can engage. No, it should be done other way. Yeah, toggle. Target, profile 1. Yeah. So it's on, it's off. It's on, it's off. Though those buttons works. Then I go here again, MIDI Learn. Select my profile and create new profile. Let's say prof 2. Save. Now it's highlighted, and the first one is checked. The previous one unchecked. And again, default. I don't need default. So now it's checked, and now I go here and assign all the same buttons just to this widget. And again, create another button, but this time I will toggle profile 2 with this button. All right? Yeah, profile 2. So this way, activate this one, and I can use those buttons to press those widgets, deactivate, activate this one, all the same buttons. I'm not like changing presets here, but this time the same buttons I can use for those widgets, and I can go inside the widget and assign any action to this one. So I hope I answered the first question. Let me see if it's true. Yeah. All right, the second question is how to set up connection through MIDI for a MIDI keyboard. So, give me a second. To be honest, it's quite exhausting answering all the questions. It's easier to play music. Yeah, I got keyboard here. Right, let's talk about keyboard. I like this one because it's Bluetooth. You can just connect wirelessly and that's it. Especially considering that I'm not the most active MIDI keyboard user. It's fine for me, just occasionally plug it in and have some fun. However, most of keyboards has USB out or traditional MIDI out. I forget how you call it. The ugly one. So if you have USB, you just use USB hub to connect everything to your iPad, right? Including MIDI keyboard. If you have traditional, you know, those if you got this one, then you plug it to your audio interface. Audio interface, right? There. And then you plug your audio interface as usual with USB-C, with the USB cable to your iPad or iPhone. and you'll be able to get all the strokes to your audio plugin. Ask these questions. Gain settings. Yeah, for gain settings, just make sure that all your levels here are at 0, including master. So input, color, all the color channels, and master. To be sure about that, just double tap on the fader and it goes to 0 automatically. And what I prefer to do is to create on-screen widget for that. So you can create the button, let's say reset, and when you press, you adjust all the levels. For example, just I don't know, let's start with the master one. Master, adjust master volume, action, assign 0. Then I go to adjust parameter for and volume, target, specific color, let's say orange. It goes to 0. So with one button, my master volume and my orange volume go to 0. And I just put everything I'd like to go to 0 here to assign it to 1 button. So I hope I answered this question as well. Yeah, start looping, press button, and it starts looping automatically at first note. At first note, sorry, still don't get it. Start looping automatically after bars, gain settings. Yeah, sorry, I don't understand the question about press button and start looping automatically at first note. Maybe you mean threshold recording? When you set when you trigger the loop to listen to the first note you hit. Maybe you mean this workflow. I set it up for this loop. So normally if I start, for example, yellow loop, yellow loop, I just hit button and it starts recording immediately. Yeah, but this loop, I set it up this way that when I hit the button, it listens. It is waiting for me to hit the first note. Then, and to close the loop, I just hit the pedal. Yep. Do you have to press loop button exactly? Yes, I have to press loop button exactly to close the loop. Yeah, if it's the first loop, right? Because, for example, I can set, for example, this yellow loop to, let's say, 4 bars, all right? So let me record the first loop. It's going to be 1 bar. Then this one, I have to just start recording, but I don't have to close the loop by pressing the foot switch. It will be closed automatically after 4 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Almost. Sometimes it detects the first loop like it 2 bars. Right? So, one more time. One more time. Yeah, sorry, my bad. Yeah, now it's 1 bar. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, threshold looping. For the threshold looping, you just go to the settings for exact loop. For example, let's say this one. Swipe up by default, and then scroll down. Recording settings. Threshold recording. And on. If you'd like to set the level where you'd like to trigger recording, you just go to system, global settings here, clip settings, recording settings, and here you'll find yeah, this one. Yeah, and it's nice that you can see the level right here. Yeah. So I hope I answered your question. Yep. So, how are you guys? What do you think? Should we started at 5, so it's almost 2 hours. Yeah, so I hope I answered your question. If you have some more, feel free to drop it in the chat. And perfect. Yeah, feel free to. I think I will leave it on the channel or on Patreon as a free video. So feel free to rewatch it. And yeah, I can play for you some music, and basically that's it. What if you had 4 layers on stage? Would you still use the mic of your system? Yes, I would. Yes, I would. Maybe I'll just dial it back a little bit. And again, use the space really carefully. I mean, the space on the stage. For example, before using in-ear monitors, I used to play with on-stage monitors. But what I did, I put it behind me, not in front of me, but behind me. So my body will cover cover the mic, right? But I still able to listen to hear my playing. I still able to monitor myself. Yeah. And now where I use headphones on stage, it's easier. So yeah, I'll still if I had to use 8 layers of loops, I'd still use built-in internal mic. Again, feedback buster, in-ear monitors, and maybe just take a couple steps off the stage edge, so the main PA system sound won't go to the mic. Yeah. So, what about music? Sorry, I forget about the app I used for the drawings. Yeah, and it's quite a lot of CPU power, so it's all crashing. Let me show you the trick I use normally. So this is my home page, and I have this shortcut. Basically, when I press it, it closes everything on my iPad. It starts this synth that I used to have. It toggle iPad like to mute, don't disturb, airplane mode off, Wi-Fi off, Bluetooth, everything off, and just looping. So let me start again. Sorry for that. So, what do you think? I think that's it for today. Thank you for listening. Yeah, if you know Russian and you're really interested in fingerstyle courses, feel free to visit gofingerstyle.com. That's my previous project. But in any other case, feel free to visit loopymax.com. Yeah. Basically, that's it. It seems like we're out of questions. And yeah, it seems like we're good. Thank you. Yeah. Thanks for being here and for listening. I hope I answered all your questions. And see you in the next video or next live stream. Thank you.